This is a song, Alone at Last, I made a few years ago, and this I'm going to make a video showcasing some of my talent. Oh, it's going to go this way, so I'll change it. I just found these beats, the hip-hop beats online. I went to free hip-hop instrumentals, and I found these, so there might be some subliminal in them.
Unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words that attach a new flame to one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Crank up the music, turn the lights down low for this party of two. Pull them in close, taking off each other's clothes slowly. Navigating each other's bodies slowly, like it's your hobby, giving each other's checkups. Impressive. Got with the other one, want taking your time to make this right. Do whatever they like to please them tonight. With another, but you found each other. An unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lost, we can't get enough. It all started with words that attach a new flavor, one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Found that someone, go have some fun. Love only hurts by the wrong one. Your libido doesn't mean you can't have some fun. Through the crowd of people, your souls reached out with ironclad devotion, like a good movie with a roller coaster of emotions. Infatuated by each other's presence, the words have to be mentioned. Unconditional faithfulness eliminates much stress. Tantalized and sensual speaking is always good when it's what the other one likes. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words that attach a new flame, one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. When you're murdering the beat. Role players stay the same, whatever adds sparks to this flame. Get them so hot they glow in the dark like a lava lamp. Once you put them through the pieces, loving each other's tastes. Compare both to the links you keep doing this, you form a habit. Next time you're alone, you can capture this magic again. Build on your repertoire. Switch things up and be your star. That unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words and a touch. New flame of one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last. Candlelight dinner for two, some sweet talk to get them in the mood. Get them loose with a massage, feel their skin through your fingertips as the endorphin kicks in. You know it's working when you see that. Next thing you know, sex is in the air like an air freshener. Once you're both satisfied, enjoying the rush, at least side by side, enjoying every moment of the night, talking and staring each other's eyes. Like you two are the only two in the know.
That
unforgettable kiss that we both would miss. Inebriated by each other's lust, we can't get enough. It all started with words that attach a new flame, one that's burnt free. Just the moment is right, alone at last.
So this one is Summer in Those Jeans. There's no music to it, but yeah, if you want to search for this song, you have to type in Summer in Those Jeans, Chris Meyer Diggins, and to find any of my material online, you have to put my name in the search. If you put in the exact words, like look at it, showed up this guy's video first rather than mine. YouTube makes it really hard for me to find videos.
Country song I wrote called Summer in Those Jeans. You look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see, you look perfect to me. Every night get you scuffed in those sheets with me. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summer every time we meet. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet. If you like summer, every time our eyes greet, even when you just stroll down the Chesapeake, you look like summer in those jeans. If you could only see what I see, you look perfect to me. Every night get you scuffing those sheets with me. If you like summer every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. You got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet. If you like summer, every time we meet, making every paycheck ends meet. Got me loving you in those jeans. Summertime every time we meet.
So that's my country song. And then So I came first out of 8,000 in a poker tournament. I came first out of 1467 in a poker tournament. And I came first out of 1252 in a poker tournament. So this video, I'm going to show you how I put somebody on a straight flush. And the odd, like there was two straight, like he could have had the king or the 8. There was a 4 of a kind possibility. There was 3 full houses, a 3 of a kind, and 3 2-pair possibilities. And so the odds were over 1 in 20 million. So the government censors me online, and so does YouTube. So you can see I put a guy in a straight flush. I only got 26 views, 0 likes. For once again, it was over 20 million. Like the odds of a straight flush are 1 in 72,000. Right? And so I just have haters that block me online basically because I'm penis envy. But like that Alone and Last was a good song, and Summer in Those Jeans is a good song. And after I show you this, I'll show you my athleticism, 2 videos of my athleticism, and then I'll show you some of the comedy I made. I'm the most talented human on the planet. And it's not egotistical. I have evolved human biology. So characteristics that people have, I have enhanced characteristics that make me more capable. So I lost with and I have to advocate for my species because I'm a different species than mankind. If not, I wouldn't be pumping my own tires. I wanted to be rich and anonymous. Ace 10 versus Ace Deuce, and then they hit the Miracle Club. That's typical experience on PokerStars. I flop or flash and I usually lose. So anyways, on PokerStars, I won a tournament, a $5 tournament, and they upgraded their software for 5 hours the following day. Then I won a $10 tournament on PokerStars, and they upgraded their server later on that day. I started the tournament on July 15th, and July 16th, the tournament ended on July 16th at like say 2 in the morning. They updated their server July 16th later that day. Both times I won a real money tournament, lots of for hundreds of dollars. And on PokerStars, you could fold one card, or you could show one card, or you could show 2 cards. I have video proof of an opponent of mine showing 1 card, but when I went to show 1 card, they made me show both cards, so I could litigate against PokerStars in the future.
Usually when I go to a new city, I Google top 10 free things to do in the city, and then I'll do some of them, and then I'll spend money in the city as well. But usually I'm kind of on a tight bankroll, so I try to do as much free things as I can, and then save money on food instead of going to restaurants. I go to the grocery store so I could do attractions. Restaurants every day, but at least one meal might be, if the hotel doesn't provide breakfast, it's like, okay, let's go to the grocery store and grab some bananas or some bread and flush draw. Let's see how this works out. It's only $2 I have to call because I have the nut flush, but I'm certainly calling because there's the straight flush and a 4 of a kind. So I think he might have the king. He had the king. So I would have folded if it was more than that, but I just wanted to show that I could put him on the king. If it was more than $2, I would have folded there because I knew that he had the straight flush.
I'll just pause it now for a second. So you could check out some other videos under Eminence Meyer Diggins, because once once I become king, because eventually I'm going to be the true king of any country with a monarchy. So I'm going to be changing my name to Eminence Cristiano Meyer Diggins. Right now, my name's currently Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. So here's a side note, that's actually my urine. My urine's normally clear, but it was brown that day living at, when I lived in Niagara Falls, my landlords were poisoning me. So the lead up to this video is, this was my first attempt. My son was filming me. I was about 25, 30 yards away, and I was trying to aim in for the crossbar in the soccer net. He was filming me. He paused it. I walked over. I filmed him. And he did it with the soccer bar. He looks like a midget. He was 14 years old. He was over 5 feet tall. Look how small he is when he does it. And this was our first attempt for both of us. My grandfather, he turned down a professional baseball contract because this was in the 40s and it wasn't like they were multi-million-dollar contracts. And he didn't think he could afford a house in Toronto for my grandmother and my father. Well, he had a house in Cincinnati, so he turned down a professional baseball contract. My dad, he got drunk the night before he was supposed to try out for an NHL team, and there was only 6 teams in the league at the time, right? And when I played hardball, the first time I played hardball, I played softball in phys ed class, and I played ball, where you throw a tennis ball against the wall. But the first time I played hardball, where they pitched to me, I tried out for the rep team at 15 years old, competing against kids that played since 3 years old, t-ball, and I made the rep team. It was $2,000, and my parents couldn't afford it, so I didn't even tell my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad, just sign me up for House League. They called me up several times to play against 21-year-olds, guys that were 6 years older than me. If they would have told me this is how you become a professional baseball player, I would have did it. But I didn't realize it was the last year for House League. I thought there was I would be able to play at 16, and then I would have went up and I would have challenged myself. But I wanted to get one season under my belt. I didn't realize it, so I cost myself a professional baseball career, basically. And if I would have known that Mickey Mantle was born on October 20th, I would have felt it was divine providence that I would become a baseball player, because my birthday is October 20th. So I would have did it. But I didn't realize.
Here's some of that evolutionary talent. Here's me going bar down with the football.
So that's me.
And my son.
And this is my son. Look how small he is there. And I never seen my son once, like when he was staying at his aunt's house, I never seen him once kick a ball or in the backyard. I watched him for about a half hour and maybe an hour, and I never seen him once kick the ball in the neighbor's yard where he had to hop the fence. I would have been hopping the fence all the time. Firstly with baseball, I taught myself how to I would self-hit. So I developed an uppercut with baseball. So when I played in a baseball league, we didn't have a fence. So I just crushed the ball so high that I'd warp the ball when I hit it. I'd warp the ball. When I self-hit the ball, I'd break the ball within, say 4 or 5 hits. I'd warp the ball and I would have to get a new ball. So you know what I did? My parents couldn't afford it. So in grade 8, what I did was, if I needed a football, I'd throw it in the bush, and then after school, I'd go grab the football. If I needed a basketball, I threw it in the bush and grab it after school. That's how I got where I climb up in the school and get balls. Because my parents couldn't afford it. My dad had servants, and I grew up on Ontario housing, where I grew up with cockroaches, basically. The government, I'm the true king. They made me live with cockroaches. They made my family sleep on City Hall steps. And my dad would have been the true king at that point of the United Kingdom, and my mom would have been the true king or the true queen of Denmark. So once again, I should be buffering, but I'm trying to post this video real fast. So, I have 6G internet service. It's 2025. I have LTE service. That's 6th generation cell phone towers. And they treat it like it's in the 90s to make it, this isn't buffering. So showing all the perpetrators like Maria. Everybody wants to get a claim in my videos, but really, it's high treason, and that's 25 years in prison in Canada. That's 25 years in prison. But they allow me to be violated by countries from around the world. So North Korea, if you go to prison, your entire family goes to prison. So Maria's entire family is going to go to prison for hijacking my body and my phone, my mental health. because eventually once the world sees who I am and what, like the world uses my mind to predict strategy. They know I can predict the future basically. So I own basically 87% of the world's wealth. I could own 100% of the world's wealth, but I don't want to rip off good people. You know, I doubled my money on the stock market in 16 days, and a mutual fund in 2016 took 12 years. And what I did was I went on an American stock exchange, and I'm like, okay, well, what does a successful stock look like? So then I determined a couple numbers that I liked, like earnings before interest deductions and amortization is a great metric to go by. So I'm like, okay, well, what does Walmart's look like? And then there's a couple other numbers that I like, but that was the main one. And then I put it in the Canadian Stock Exchange, and I basically reinvented the hedge fund. I came out with like 23 stocks. I came out with every bank in Canada, all our railroad companies. I came out with Canadian Tire. I came out with a lot of like 23 stocks. So I basically reinvented the hedge fund. My very first stock trade, if I would have listened to my instinct, well, first I did a real-time stock game. And you started with $5,000, and I doubled my money in the first day. I doubled my money. Any game that's like a tycoon game or what have you, I dominate those games. And so anyways, I doubled my money in the first day. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to trade some stocks. So I had like several $1,000s in my account at the time. So I put $4,000 on the stock market, and if I would have listened to my instinct, I would have turned $4,000 into $8,700 in the first month. But the thing I found out with the stock market is, you know, with the real-time stock game, when I wanted to sell stocks, they automatically bought them. But in real life, when you want to sell stocks, that doesn't necessarily mean people want to buy stocks, right? If not, everybody would buy low, sell high. So the trick is when you buy a stock, every time I buy a stock, what I do is, like, it's called you put in an order, right? So you put in an order to buy a stock, or you would put in an order to sell a stock. So if I bought a stock, like last year, for instance, it was April 24th, 2024, I looked at Kodak Eastman because I was in Niagara Falls, and I would only see people with cell phones, and I'm thinking, like, why would you come to Niagara Falls? Want to like to see, like, it's like a world wonder almost, right? Like Niagara Falls. So why would you come to Niagara Falls and not have a good camera, right? So I looked at Kodak Eastman. It's a camera company, and I'm like, okay, well, if I looked at their stock, they weren't trading. They were trading below their 52-week high. And I looked at I believe I looked at the news, and I looked at their accounting and whatnot, their income statement. I try to find out some information, and I'm like, okay, if they come down a little bit over the next few days, I'd buy it, right? And then I would sell it. Like the 52-week high was something like $6, right? So I wouldn't get greedy because I want to sell my shares first. So I would have put a sell order in. I would have bought if it went down. And then I would have put a sell order in for, say, $5.90 a share. And so I checked 2 months later, and sure enough, it approached, it went over $6. And so if I would have invested $1 million, I would have made $237 profit off a 10-minute decision. Right? But the government of Canada likes me to beg for money. So anyways, I'm going to just skip through the video because I was too close to the step.
So I'm going to do this trick.
They hacked me here. You could hear that. This is how they hacked me. I'll just show the perpetrators.
I'm going to hack, or they're going to hack me right there. So try to prevent it.
So I'm just going to say, so you can see, like, at this point, like, I get up and I taunt the video. I'm just going to full screen it. I taunt the video, and I'm like, they got penis at me because their last name's not Meyer, right? So when I look at the ground, they hack me, and I step pretty much in the exact spot I look. So they try to rig the technology to steal my attributes and make me suck. So then once I unhack the technology in my mind, I completed the trick.
So that was one machine. So I guess I gotta do it over here.
Just once again, Once again, the brain is made up of water. Water conducts electricity. So our thoughts are just sounds that we could hear, and governments have figured out how to amplify and hear them remotely. You know what else could be amplified and heard remotely? A radio. Right, so our brain can be turned into a radio. Our brain waves are measured in hertz, just like a television station. And the government knows the frequency of emotion, like anger. And so on August 9th, 2024, I'm like, oh, what's the frequency of anger? And I learned it. And then one of the people that lived above me, they learned the frequency of indifference. So when I was panhandling, I was making about $40 a day, enough to buy some weed and then some smokes, and that was about it. Because cannabis is legal in Canada. So all of a sudden, they were broadcasting indifference, and then I was making like $10 a day. 25% of what I was making. One day in Toronto, I panhandled all day long, and they gave me 5 cents, 4 cigarettes, and a beer, and I don't even drink alcohol. I want to swear, but I want this video to go online, so I'm not going to swear. But Canada doesn't treat me the best.
So there's different subliminal metrics that they're going to try to set me up for now. So I'm installing the subliminal metric system. The penis wire. So my last name's Wire. That was the first.
So you can see how I looked right about there, and I stepped right about there. That's how they registered me. So now at this point in my mind, I was unhacking technology, so I complete the trick. I'm able to like throw a cup of water, like spin a cup of water around my back and catch the water between my legs. I could street perform in Toronto and make hundreds of dollars a day doing this, but they could hack me and then make it so the trick wouldn't work. So I don't do it.
This one I got.
So that's my athleticism. So now I'll show you my comedic prowess. So you just go to Smart Diggins' oldest videos. It's all at the beginning. This is before I realized that people can listen to my thoughts. So which one do I want to play? Some of they're true stories. Oh, this one's funny. See if they're trying to, I have to hand my phone in a minute, so that's why they're making the internet go slow, because I called out Maria, the nurse, tonight. It's on May 27th, 2025. Continue.
So, I was living in Sault Ste. Marie at the time, and, on the border of Michigan.
So once again, they're buffering it to, here's all the perpetrators right there. It shows all the evidence. Like, once again, I shouldn't lose internet connectivity just because, they raped me, like, to they augmented my penis when I was circumcised. I have a scar on my entire shaft. They raped me every second of my life. They spend trillions of dollars in my life to justify raping my human experience because of my talent. They steal my talent. Like, before I was born in 1976, Canada was 27th in Olympics. They boycotted, I was born in 77. They boycotted the 1980 Olympics. In 1984, they were 6th because of my biology. Through chemical electrolysis, they steal my strength and they steal my aptitude and my agility. My dad was so strong, I seen him, they made him an alcoholic. I seen him, he was on his knees.
In Superior, beautiful country if you have a chance.
I seen him on his hands and knees, and I seen him throw 5 cops in 5 different directions. Like something out of the movies. That's how strong my dad was. And when I was wrestling him when I was 19, he hit me in the face with a monkey wrench, and I didn't even feel it. That's how strong I am.
Let's go visit it. I get this camera, right? So I'm looking for a place to go take some pictures, and so I go to the local dumping garden river because I know there's gonna be bears there, right? So I get there, right? I put on my game face like I'm Stallone and over the top, right? I'm just staring in the viewfinder, right? Just all focused, like I failed the bar exam 13 times, and Daddy ain't paying any more money, right? So, anyways, I'm just focused, and then all of a sudden I hear this noise on the window, like bang, right? So I simultaneously hit my head on the ceiling, basically shot myself, right? I look over, I see this dude, right? And I'm thankful that it wasn't a bunch of bears trying to get my food, right?
It was pretty funny. So I'll play one more video, then I'll turn on my phone here. I was hoping to upload the video before, but it's buffering, right? As soon as I called out one person, as soon as I made that circle move, then after that video, it started to, I had a buffer, right? And that, I'm going to show proof in the future that they're causing mental anguish. And I'm going to sue Maria for this and Tanya for this. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you for hacking my phone, hijacking my body. I asked the cop if with chemical electrolysis, if they could commandeer a human body. He lied to me. I thought I was on autopilot for these stories. You know. So I want to play this one, talk about which one do I want to play? They're all pretty funny. I'm trying to find one that talks about politicians, though. I think it's this one right here. I was posting these on Instagram, so I only had a minute, so I try to, say a few one-liners in the meantime.
I'm just gonna make a little video here, part of my Bandcamp series. I'm gonna hit.
Like, see, they just totally read the time, and like Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, hacked my phone at this point.
This one out of the park might be a little bit crooked, like most politicians. Anyways, I was driving my car through the parking lot, just having fun, singing songs. Next thing.
So once again, they're hacking my comedic time, and by doing this is mental anguish. There's Mark Carney right there. He rigged the Canadian election with dream conditioning. Cheap Trick came out with a song in 1979 called "Dream Please." Get out of my head, I can't lie. The Canadian government rigs elections with dream conditioning. And
no, once again,
he's
towards other cars.
He's just the prime minister. Prime ministers have a shelf life of 4 years. Then they have to be reelected, right? Monarchs have indefinite life expectancy, like indefinite terms, right? Like the Japanese monarchy's been around for like over 1,000 years, right? You know, politicians, you have to be reelected. Like they're fucking idiots.
I thought it was Google, so I put on my best Zoolander face. It wasn't.
So I'm gonna play this video again.
Park might be a little bit crooked, like most politicians. Anyways, I was driving my car through the parking lot, just having fun, singing songs. Next thing you know, I see this car drifting towards other cars. Right? I thought it was Google, so I put on my best Zoolander face. It wasn't. So next thing you know, I had to pull over, stop my car, hop in there, put it in gear and stop it. And then I was waiting for the victory parade. Nobody was around.
That's a true story. This car was drifting, and you know, they didn't want me to say that I did something heroic. Another thing I did was, you know, I'll play the fire story now. You guys are losers. They didn't want to see the, like, you know, I should win the lottery with all my good deeds that I've done many times. This is a true story. I was on the news. Well, my ex-wife and my daughter were on the news. I was sleeping. But this is a true story. And once again, like...
Crazy life experience. Again.
Like, it shouldn't take this long to buffer. Like, it's frustrating. Like, it's showing right here at the top that I have internet service. You can see it on, like,
so outside having a smoke, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're idiots. Like, I have a screen recorder showing that I have internet connection.
All of a sudden, I look over, see my neighbor's house, and I see this black smoke. I'm like, okay, what the fuck that does?
So I have to pause it. Like, this is so frustrating. This is mental anguish. And I'm going to sue the Sue area hospital. Like, how come every other patient is allowed to use their internet, but I can't? Right? And there's a subliminal system. I know that you rig and steal my, like, I'm just going to pause this right here. Because it's, I'm just going to stay in here till they take the phone, right? Because they're idiots. This is frustrating. This pisses me off, right? This is mental anguish. Like, this is stressing me out. I'm going to sue you for mental anguish. The Sue Area Hospital, every staff member, the Sue Area Hospital, and the Canadian government, Mark Carney, I'm suing you. And then once I'm king, I'm going to execute you, and then I'm going to put your family in prison. He's like 60 years old. He has grandkids. They're going to prison. They're going to prison. You know, you let other countries violate me, and you think I'm not going to cherry pick laws from around the world. Like, this is frustrating. So I'll just show you here. So this is annoying, but I'll just show you here. So once again, I sought asylum in 2019, and I'm going to show you how Canada lost. So here we go. Here's a scar that I have on my face that says 25. And you know why it says 25? Because this was supposed to be over. It's the year 2025, but Canada violates me. They want me to be aggressive, so I can't post this video on TikTok. And so here's a video where I have proof that I have a scar right there. You can see the scar. You can see the scar right there. You can see the scar right there. And I'll show you right now. I don't have the scar. My scar disappeared. It was right there. I don't have the scar. My wrinkles are disappearing. I'm biologically immortal. They steal my attributes. I'm going to show you proof how the Canadian government was 27th in the world in Olympics before I was born. And then they were 6th in the world after when I was 7 years old. Okay, so where is it? So here's the team that says, okay, my name's Christian Eric Arnold Meyer. This is hidden in plain sight. There was a Myers on the team, Diggs. My nickname in high school was Diggs. People called me Myers. There's a Brit on the team. There's a King on the team. There's a Neil on the team. There's a Locke on the team. So Christian Eric Arnold Myers, the Brit Danish King, Neil to the King. Like, I look like Captain James Cook. I look like a lot of people. And once again, I sought asylum in 2019, and Canada lost $100 billion for pissing me off, for leaving the country. And I'm seeking asylum as soon as I'm out of the hospital. And they were 27th in the world in medal standings in 1976. And then 6th in the world when I was 7. They boycotted the 1980 Olympics. America went from 3rd to 1st because of my biology. And they want to piss me off and seek asylum in Russia. Or Tehran or Iran. I'll go to Iran and I'll give them biologically immortal kids for pissing me off, for losers. You know, they're trying to make me get a community rights violation since I'm posting this awesome video.
Look, right. So I go over there. Next thing you know, all the flame just engulfs this guy's house, right? And this guy's trying to get back in there. He has a Harley Davidson. He's trying to get his Harley Davidson out. So, you know, I'm sitting there. I pull the back rack off his Harley. I'm like, whoa. Right? And the guy's trying to go in the house. I'm like, well, dude, you go in the house, you're dead. Right? Next thing you know, the neighbor's house catches on fire. I see a light on, right? And there's this wheelchair ramp. I'm thinking, okay, there's this old lady. I'm going to have to carry her over my shoulders, right? And get out.
So I just thought about what I was going to say, and then that's why I heard a click in my ear, and then they started buffering it.
And then,
you can see before it did this, you can see this little gray bar there. That means that it's buffered up until that point. Before it stopped, there was still a gray bar, meaning that it shouldn't have had to buffer. It should have played the video. They don't realize I used to do tech support. They're idiots.
You know, I'm going to call the fire department. No, your power lines are down, so I'm dancing around, you know, trying to make it back to this house. Call fire department. You know, luckily enough, the old lady wasn't there. They ended up fighting the fire for 7 hours. The guy had a metal roof on the house. Oh, it was unbelievable.
All they do is try to steal my greatness and affect my mental health. And once again, I'll just show you this, show you proof of this. Like, they're pissing me off, so I'm not going to swear, so I'm not going to get any community rights violation. They're trying to get my account banned on TikTok, basically. That's all they're trying to do. Because I was going to post this on TikTok. So once again, I'm going to sue Canada for this. So it's not like I would create a new TikTok account. It's not like I don't have other TikTok accounts that have the same type of information. They're idiots. So what was I going to put in there? So in the future, it's going to show that I wouldn't forget anything. So I'll just show you this. I'm talking about parasitic humans, and I Google searched Meyer, Christian Meyer, and I seen a book by Stephanie Meyer. She wrote a book in 2008 about parasitic aliens. The same thing, the same premise, parasitic alien race. And I'm talking about parasitic humans, and they're saying that they're not stealing, and the computer system telepathy is possible. This is proof right here. And the Canadian government made me forget. I'm not going to watch the video to see what I said before I forgot. In the future, once I'm king, I won't forget anything. They're going to realize I won't forget anything. So Canada just sabotaged its greatness. Instead of me having biologically immortal kids that are super athletes. You know, I'm going to do this in another country. I'm going to do this in your enemy's countries that you hate. Then I'm going to liquidate your economy. because I own your economy, because you allow losers to violate me. You allow anybody to violate me. So once again, should be buffering, but it's not. So anyways, if you go to computer assisted telepathy YouTube, I'm trying to go to videos here and maybe show that that it's possible to once again, like there's a Gauss reading. I'll just show you a subliminal picture. I don't have to go on with this. The Canadian government is idiots. Once again, I look like Hadrian. I look like Antonius Pius. I look like a lot of Roman emperors. Like I look like all these guys. I look like every one of these kings. They're all kings. I look like every one of them. Every one of them. I look like indigenous people. I look like Michelangelo. Like there's Michelangelo, the great guy. I look like Leonardo. I look like everybody. I look like Hannibal from Carthage. So here we go. So once again, there's a 25, and here's where I'll show it again. But I have a scar that I don't have now. Here's where they gave me wrinkles that I don't have now. And you know what the doctor said? He said, maybe you're dehydrated. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to do. I just had to get sarcastic. And that's all I have to do. I have to get an animosity up to the right level. Egg before the chicken paradox. You mean Smarticus is going to emasculate us with logic? So anyways, here's computer assisted telepathy proof. So the day that I was formed in the hospital, it was May 5th in Cinco de Mayo, I made a video emasculating the human race because for over 4,000 years, well, thousands of years, people are like, did the egg come before the chicken? Right? So I've never seen a bird's nest that wasn't in a tree. So first of all, how did the egg get up in the tree? How did the egg build a nest? And how did the egg incubate itself? Mankind never even... it wasn't loaded, so I'm not going to show the proof of what it was, but it was over like thousands of years ago. But so how did the egg incubate itself? So, I mentioned this to an American, right? I'm pretty sure she was a CIA informant because, CIA, because like I'm in the mental health boards. Everybody's anti-government, anti-police, but all of a sudden she was like pro-government. I was telling her some technology that exists, and she was just sticking up for the government. It's like, okay, CIA. But anyways, since I've been in the hospital, my testicles have been smaller, and I have gray pubic hair. But she said she had 2 gray pubic hair. Now she's fully gray. She's been discharged today. So 2 people are complaining that they have gray pubic hair while being hospitalized at the Sioux area hospital. So once again, so how did Super Egg, so I'll tell you real quick. So Super Egg just outcame its legs, outcame its wings, outcame its head with its beak. Okay, then Super Egg's like, okay, well, next challenge. I better get up in a tree so I don't get eaten. So now Super Egg goes up in the tree. It grabs some twigs. Wow, twigs, we got twigs. Now we got a nest. Okay, I got my nest. Okay, so now it's like those little baby games where they have the circle, the square, the triangle. They're like Super Egg's trying to fit the 5 pieces back into the shell where his legs went out and his 2 wings went out and his head and his beak went out. So he got the 5 pieces. So he finally does this. And now Super Egg is like a turtle. He's able to retract his legs inside the shell and his wings and his head and his beak. Wow, okay, Super Egg. Next thing Super Egg did, he incubated itself. So anyways, this American, she's like, well, maybe the egg self-incubated. Wow, I'm going to ponder and quander over this thought for about 1 minute, right? So basically, how come every subsequent egg didn't self-incubate? Whoa. You mean if it could self-incubate the first time, it's not going to do it every subsequent time? No, it would have. It would have. It's like, okay, well, I was alive. Like, came out of my mom's womb, right? So it's not like I'm going to all of a sudden have eggs. I'm going to constantly come out of, like, every time I have babies, they're going to come out of a woman's womb. Right? So it's going to be that way every single time. So Super Egg had to have came from a chicken first. right? It was one live birth. It went from live birth to all of a sudden live birth. The hen knew to sit on the egg. Another thing that your species, because I'm a different species than you, so like I have more creativity. This is my announcer voice. You mean Superhead guy? You know, he could make us scratch our heads and think about these paradoxes that we thought about for over 1,000 years, and he emasculates us and makes us laugh at the same time. Well, that's quite ironic, isn't it? So anyways, another thing that people think about is that the Earth is flat. So I seen a picture from the highest point on Earth, and it's like, oh, well, this should end that the Earth isn't flat, because when I looked at the screen, you could see how I could see the curvature, like my finger at the top of the screen on the left there, and then on the top of the screen on the left there, I could see the curvature at the top of the picture, but not at the bottom. So some person's like, well, you know what guy that's challenging my flat Earth theory? You know what I think? I think it was fisheye lens. It's like, wow, it wasn't at the bottom of the picture. Okay, but I didn't think of it at the time, right? Because I didn't think about it, and I didn't want to emasculate it. But anyways, so you know what I see? When I look up in the sky, I see a round sun every day. And you know what I see once a month? I see a round moon once a month. Whoa. You mean, I'll just show you my hands here. Let me show you. They try to make me drop my phone so it turn off the recording. Because then, like, their penis at me. So anyways, so here's the round sun, and the Earth goes around the sun. It takes 365.25 days. You know why we say December 25th is Jesus' birthday? Because that was the Julian calendar. When you account with leap year in the Gregorian calendar, it is October 20th. That's why they made me born on October 20th. That's why they made me born on my dad's birthday, who would have been the true king. That's why they made my dad born on his parents' first anniversary. That's why the Japanese emperor's mom was born on October 20th. So anyways, because Jesus was born on October 20th. That's why the Da Vinci Code mentioned Jesus had kids with Mary Magdalene. And on the main line, wow, you mean funny guys, the main line is going to emasculate us, our flatlander guys? So anyways, so here's the sun. It's like, I'm getting sun because I'm a flat earth guy. Right up until about here. And now the sun is shining underneath the flat earth. So that would mean, dumbass, it wouldn't get sun for 6 months of the year. So how, when you look up at a round sun and a round moon once a month, how could you possibly think that it's flat? And like some of these people are rocket scientists. You know, the average people like flatlanders, they might not be that intelligent, but rocket scientists or physicists, they're supposed to have an IQ like of 160. They're supposed to be some of the smartest people on the planet, right? And I'll show you another thing right here. So I have to show you here. So if you're flying like this, right, there's an altimeter, right? So if you're flying straight, if you were to hold the stick straight, like when you're flying, you'd fly straight like that. But the altimeter, you're always going to level out. So you go like this around, so it appears that the Earth is flat to you. It appears that it's an optical illusion, basically, because you're always correcting it. You're always going to flatten it out. But if you just held it straight, you're just going to keep on flying up until the plane can't fly any higher, until it chokes out with lack of oxygen, and then it's going to plummet to the ground, right? But these flatlanders, they needed to be emasculated by Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. You mean soon-to-be eminence Cristiano Meyer Diggins? Godfrey Oliver Deity. I spelled deity wrong on purpose, because really it's God free, because I could be God to some people. The Pope prays to me like I'm God and uses, like, this is my aura, my eyes, and watch my face change when I get people to look at my chin. I'm going to kill human hijackers by showing them hell when they look at my chin. Do you see how my face dropped? That's because human hijackers that commandeer my body with chemical electrolysis, I just killed with my mind. Right, by showing them hell, showing them the afterlife. So the Pope, the one that just died, he died the same week that the oldest super centurion died, because I complained that he used my aura. I've been told by 5 people I'm the most likable person on the planet, and by 2 people I'm the smartest person on the planet. And yet the government of Canada makes me beg for change, instead of being able to do some cool tricks, or instead of me writing Grammy-worthy songs, or instead of me being a comedian, or instead of me being a pro athlete, or instead of me being a professional poker player, basically whatever I want to do. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and whatever, nobody shares my videos or likes, and that's fine. But one day, everybody is gonna eat every single word I say. There's gonna be billions of people that pay attention to everything I say. So if I complain about a company, like any company, like any store, they're gonna hate your store. If I complain about your country, they're gonna hate your country. They're gonna view me as these deities, and because I'm related to everybody. They made sure, on the quest for evolution, because Darwin, postulated about evolution, and the royal family's always bred. I'll just show you a picture here. This is for my family. This is for my sister particularly. And because she's jealous, because she's my half sister. She doesn't have my mom. But I'll just show you a picture here. Where is it? It's down here. No, this will be the end of the video. But this looks like my Uncle John. This looks like my Uncle John. And this looks like his sister, my Aunt Liz. My mother's brother and sister. My parents look like the last two German emperors. And here's a royal invitation where it says Princess Louise. It was from 1894. And on the back of it, it said Colin Campbell. And I'll show you what Colin Campbell looks like. Once again, he looks like my mother's brother. He looks like me. He looks like my dad. He looks like my brother. So I have a double relation to him. When the British Kingdom, the British superpower, there was an expression that the sun never set on the British Empire. And look, this guy looks like me. Captain James Cook had kids with Charlotte Mecklenburg Strelitz. So this guy looks like me. This guy looks like me. This is thought tech, like being able to communicate over a computer. So with nanotechnology, you don't need any implants. And this is how they can administer drugs over with a cell phone, basically. Like here's how they administer drugs with nanotechnology, but they deny this technology exists. And there's the patent. So here's, this looks like my mom, Princess Louise Caroline. And Queen Victoria looks like my mom and my grandmother on my dad's side. There's my mom. And here's Field Marshal Colin Campbell. So on the back of the invitation, it said Colin Campbell. So when I did a search on the internet, it came up with this Field Marshal that my family looks like. There's my grandfather. He looks like this German emperor. This woman looks like my sister and my mom. This is what I look like at 19 years old. And once again, this is 2019, 2020. Travis Homer went to Texas Christian University. My name is Meyer Diggins. They called me Diggs. There's a Myers on the team, so it says Meyer Diggs, Britt, King, Neil. And it's a log. So once again, this is how they could broadcast frequency in your brain. This particular gun could implant thoughts. This is how they could cause pain with frequency. I look like Captain James Cook at Trafalgar Square in London, England. And there's King Charles. Let's see if when he was 19. I look more like King Charles's dad than he does. This is King George V. This looks like me as a boy. This is Antonius Prius. This looks like me, a Roman emperor. This is Hadrian. There's Hadrian's Wall. This looks like me. Sun Tzu looks like me. So let's see. I'll just go through these pictures real quick. And so here's Pedro the Fifth. Looks like me. This African. This is a Congo king called Pedro the Fifth. He looks like me. You can see when I zoom in, it looks just like me. African kings look like me too. That's why I got African DNA. This Asian king looks like me. This is a Danish king that looks like me. There's another African king that looks like me. There's another king that looks like me. There's another king that looks like me. Another king, Emir looks like me. This is the Jordanian king that looks like me. Looks like my twin. Leopold looks like me. There's another African king that looks like me. There's this guy, I forget where he's from. He looks like me. He's Muslim. This guy looks like me. This Emir. This guy that looks like me and Michael Jordan, this king. This is St. Paul the Cross, looks like me. Maria Amschel Rothschild looks like me. Gandhi looks like me. This is George Washington, looks like me. This is Nathan de Rothschild, looks like me. Abraham Lincoln looks like me. Abraham from the Torah, Bible, and Quran looks like me. This is King Solomon, looks like me. Everybody looks like me. Everybody looks like me. Just so, anyways, this is obese women. So basically, they breed women on my sexual preference, and this is the type of woman that I'm attracted to: athletic, curvy women that have curves, that are athletic. So right here, this you can see right here how there's no bone right here. I have a bone right there that nobody else has. Let's see. There's my dad. There's this is Big Bear. He looks like me. This is Geronimo. He looks like me. My grandmother on my dad's side. This is Quane Parker. He looks like me. This is Cinnabon. He looks like me. This is Mary of Scotch. I'm going to be related to her. This is William Wallace. I'm going to be related to him. This is George Custer. I'm related to him. I forget who this guy is, but I'm related to him. I'm related to this guy. I'm related to this guy. I'm related to this guy. That's Christopher Wren. This is David, I believe. I'm going to be related to him. And this is King Solomon. You can see that he looks like me. And there's Christopher Wren again. This is Michelangelo. Leonardo looks like me. St. John's. This is Donatello, looks like me. So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Raphael would look like me as well. This is Leonardo. He looks like me. You know, I have Egyptian pharaohs in my blood. Here's Haile Selassie, looks like me. Here's Michelangelo again, looks like me. I'm related to Jesus. You know, this is Hannibal of Carthage, looks like me. And the Romans feared him. Genghis Khan looks like me. All these great men look like, here's a bunch of American generals that look like me. There's Scipico Africanus, he never lost a battle. The Roman emperor looks like me. Alexander the Great looks like my son. And this guy looks like me. All these people look like me. And that's how the government mutilated me in January 2025. And you can see my eyes. They put nanotechnology in my eyes. So I have eye cameras on against my will that sees what I can see in Thailand. You can't even look at the king in the eyes in Thailand without going to prison. But in Canada, they think they can look through the king's eyes. They're going to be, that's called attempt to well, it's high treason, and they get 25 years in prison for that. But they secretly murder people. So I'm going to amend the Constitution, and it's going to be an executable offense. But just like in North Korea, if you go to prison, your family goes to prison. So these people that look through my eyes, their family's going to go to prison. Their brothers and sisters and their first cousins. Because look at what they do to me. You know, Mark Anthony looks like me. Cleopatra looks like the females in my family. George S. Patton looks like me. Like this is Rommel. I'm going to be related to Rommel. Louis Mountbatten. I'm related to everybody. Yamamoto, everybody. They fought World War II for Israel to be created and for my dad's right to be born. My grandfather lied about his age. And Mary Magdalene looks like women in my family. My grandfather lied about his age. He was a 3-inch mortar guy. He had a 7% chance of survival. He killed a German with his own weapon, and I had the bayonet, and there was blood on it. I wanted to sequence the blood and pay tribute to the family. And once again, I have a 25 scar on my hand that wasn't a 25 my entire life, and it's also a spider. And I hacked this part of the scar in front of my son, and I took a picture, and that part of the scar disappeared. But they since made it come back. I don't know why. It's on my hand. It's like nobody sees it. They've kept the scar on my hand. My scars heal automatically. Like they made this part, like they extended that scar right there. That isn't natural. That wasn't there a long time ago. I'll show you now. It's kind of on there now. It looks different though. I'll show you how my scar looks different now. At this exact moment, it looks different. This is how they hack my body. But look at my scar, it looks different. See how long it is down right there? It looks different. I'll just take a picture. I'll show you the difference. Side by side. This is how they hack my body. Proof again that my scar changed. Look, you see right there. Watch this. There's my camera. Okay, I'm just going to transfer to another folder here. My evidence folder. So it'll be side by side. Let me send screenshots. So this one. Just gotta pause it for a second. So you can see this, like right there is, like right here, right, so once again, that's a 25 scar, and then right here, look how it's different. Right there, it's different. See how it's whiter there, the scar? And see how it's different, how the scar is more pronounced in this picture from today and than in the other part. So they extended the scar on my hand today. Like it's changed. You know, if I had a printer, I'd print it out and I'll just show you something here real quick. I think I'd like to do something. So you can see right there, I got a bone right there. It's different. You can see it better on here. I got a bone right there that nobody has on the foot. So I'm just going to show you here. You can clearly see right here. I'll zoom in. So you can see the indentations that this guy has on his back. And you'll see on this side. Right there, I don't have those indentations. It's just a straight V. So I have different muscles, back muscles than this guy. So once again, you can see those indentations. And it's not that he's more muscular than me or anything. I would have those indentations too. Anybody that has a flex back, with your biology is going to have those indentations. I don't have those indentations. My son doesn't have those indentations because I am generation 2 biology. I had kids with my ex-wife. She had generation 1 biology. So my kids are technically generation 1.5 biology. So there's basically 3 different types of humans on the planet right now. There's regular biology, then there's my kids. I have 2 kids, and then there's my biology. The Canadian government and other people are stopping me from being able to surrogately share and make the human race biologically immortal because they try to kill me and my kids. So why would I make you guys biologically immortal?